Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. The Total Extreme Wrestling 2016 Developers Journal / Dev Diary. There we go. We're here on the 25th. Yeah, I did it, guys. I got the date right. Aren't you all so happy? Anyways, just checking here to see if maybe the date would be announced in here, and it's not. It's not. We're still waiting for a date, guys. We need a date. Anyways, let's go down. We have another 10 entries today. The first one being big, Excursions! To better simulate the way that the Japanese industry works, young wrestlers can now leave on an excursion to a foreign area. This allows them to hone their skills in a different environment. These tours will usually be between 6 months and 2 years, after which they'll return home, often directly onto the roster that sent them out. So it looks like when you sent, it looks like, from what this is, it looks like they leave. So you might get a warning, you might not, but they just leave for an excursion. I don't think that you tell them, hey, I want you to go on an excursion, which would be awesome, but I don't think you do that. And then it can be any time between for 6 months and 2 years, so you have no idea when they come back. And often, after which they'll return home, often directly under the roster of the company that sent them out. So that tells me that they do in fact leave your company for that time. But in the employment history, it remembers that they left you and that they're on excursion with whatever promotion they're on excursion with. And then they come back to you immediately. That's cool. Well, often directly. So maybe not always. Maybe they don't always come back to you. Oh well. They automatically become open in the area they choose to go to, which will be something later on. Excursions can be preset in the editor too. Youngsters on excursions are less picky about who they'll work for, allowing them a better chance of landing a job. So they don't even have a guaranteed job to go to. Like, they could spend those 6 months, 2 years unemployed. They could be like, well, I tried to go, but I failed, and no one wanted me. Anyways, I'd expect, like, just in canon, that MAW would be very much liking taking on these excursion workers. Just saying. Although, if I was a Japanese company, I'd want, or anyone sitting in who has to work on excursion, I'd want them to get more than 6 months of, like, 6 matches at a time per excursion. I'd want them to get, like, a lot of matches, so I'd prefer them to go to, like, Canada and north of the border sign them, which is probably unlikely. Anyways, Japanese weight split. To better simulate the Japanese industry, and New Japan in particular, there is a new option that allows a defined split between junior and heavyweight wrestlers. This means that they will be booked primarily against each other with little crossover between the two classes. This also creates something of a natural roster split, with the AI understanding that it needs to keep both weight classes filled properly. So I'm hoping that this also helps the AI and helps the player. Like, I've recently started doing a Burning Hammer save. Absolutely loving it. I never expected I would love a touring fed, and I'm just loving booking these touring matches and everything. I love it. Anyways, but I'm hoping that, because for tour shows I usually use assistant booker to make sure to just get a lot of matches on the card for touring shows. I'm hoping that the assistant booker will recognize the two weight classes, because that needs to happen. Movies upgrade. In previous games, the worker who left to film a movie did so immediately. In TEW 2016, he will give a warning, allowing the user to book around his upcoming hiatus. This is great, because in my Burning Hammer save that I just talked about, for the first time ever, I've experienced someone leaving and going out on a movie that was in my promotion. I've had it happen once before to Rick Law in my Road to Glory, but he wasn't in my promotion, obviously. So I experienced it the first time. It's awesome because they get 100 pop, but then they leave for 6 months, and the pop goes down to their natural pop cap. When I feel it should happen after the movie comes out, because that's when they're the most popular, when they're hyping up the movie, and that's when you can... I don't know. Anyways, it's like they filmed the movie beforehand, and they've filmed it all, and it's out. So they get the pop game and the entertainment game, the acting gain, and the star quality gain. But then they're just gone for 6 months, supposedly hyping up the movie. Whatever. I don't know. It's weird. Sticky window position. I know a lot of people who'll be happy about this. The game is now sticky in that it does not reposition itself at the end of each loading process, now only moving back to the center of the screen when accessing the main title splash screen. I'm assuming, because I don't know the technical terms for these things, that the main title splash screen, is the opening screen that you get when you open TEW itself. Not... whatever. Not when you go, like, after a show and we go to the main title screen. I'm expecting that not to be the splash screen or whatever. Post-segment incidents. There can now be fights or arguments that break out immediately following a match. If one worker injures or hurts the other, these are reported via the road agent. During the show or after the show? Probably after. I don't know. Auto area opening. If a worker... this ties in with the excursions. If a worker appears for a company, then he will automatically then have that company's home area open to him, if not already. For example, if someone tours Japan, then they become automatically open for all Japanese companies to hire in the future. This allows loans, etc., to open up that work to new careers and makes for a more dynamic game world. This is awesome. That's great. Just loaning out people from the British Isles or from America who don't work in Japan already, but you want them to work in Japan because they're damn good. So you do that. Anyways. AI takeovers. AI companies can now try and take over struggling companies just like the player can. To do this, they must have spare cash, a ruthless owner, and the purchase must not put them in financial trouble. Cool. National Battle impact. National Battle wins and losses now cause a knock-on morale effect on the locker room. For the remainder of that month, this helps signifies how important the psychological effects of the battles are and ties it into the stories about how the real-life Monday Night Wars were received. Alright, that's fine. That's good. Classic Ages. The Ages section now has a classic option. These pictures will be used when a worker dies or when they are displayed in places like the Hall of Immortals. This allows a more appropriate picture to be displayed rather than what otherwise may have been them in old age. Venue openings and closing dates. That's the Classic Ages is cool, but venue opening and closing dates. Venues/locations can now be given specific opening and closing dates the same way that items like companies can. This allows for a better simulation of reality. No, there'll be bonus journal entry tomorrow in preparation for the final week, so I'll have to record that. Hopefully I can. I'm not sure if I'll be able to record that tomorrow. I'll record it as soon as I can and get it up as soon as I can if I do record it. If I don't record it this weekend, I'll definitely be recording it on Monday, and we'll get it in with that one. Anyways, the venue opening and closing dates. I've recently seen a few suggestions about this. I don't really care for it, but I mean, like, it's not like I don't care for it to be in the game. No, I don't want it to be in the game. It's like, it probably won't affect me. But, I mean, it's nice to add realism to the game. Like, for historical mods, you could set a certain arena to be closed at this certain date like it was in real life, and open at this one. It's cool. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you all enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of the Total Extreme Wrestling 2016 Developers Journal /Dev Diary, which might be tomorrow. Might not be. No promises on that. I'll try to get it recorded. I probably will. Bye!